Hello there, welcome back yet again to the Guided Dreams YouTube channel. I still remain your sincerely CT Onyema from the Guided Dreams. Is an amazing news today, the 30th day of January 2024, where the Canadian government decided to launch two new pathways to permanent residency in Canada known as the Rural and Francophone Community Immigration Pilots. So this pilot is what they committed to do sometime in March 2024. So we are very happy to see this coming to reality. So this is a way that the government felt that the rural communities of Canada should be encouraged, that employers in this community should be, helped and made available qualified and skilled workers to live and thrive in these communities. In particular, the rural and northern immigration pilot called the RIMP and the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. These pathways they have been, successfully connecting businesses and employers in remote communities with skilled newcomers that they need to thrive. Because actually, most people, once you talk about Canada, you talk about Ontario, you talk about Toronto, people land in Pearson Airport and that is it. They stop there, move around the GTA, and that's it. But however, the GTA is, and those type major urban cities in Canada are very much congested. So the government of Canada they are trying to spread out this development and the ability for people to live and thrive in other rural communities, smaller communities where personally I feel life is cheaper and more affordable. So this is a way that the Canadian government is supporting these rural communities, and also another way that they are trying to encourage the learning of the French language outside Quebec, because about I think four or five of these communities will participate in what we call the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot Scheme. Each community selected will be represented by what we call a local economic development organization, which will work with IRCC to identify, critical labor gaps. They will also identify trustworthy employers, not employers that will charge you to give you LMIA. They all, bedeviled LMIA scheme and scam that we had out there before now. So this pathway will mitigate this by working with these communities to identify trustworthy, eligible employers and recommend suitable candidates to IRCC for permanent residency. So, what are these communities that we are talking about? The communities that will participate in the Rural Community Immigration Pilot called the RCIP, this community in Nova Scotia, which is called the Pictou County, and you have the North Bay in Ontario, the Sudbury in Ontario. As a matter of fact, this Sudbury is also participating in the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot, just as well as Timmins. Those are two Ontario communities that are, participating in these two pilot schemes. And also you have the one they call the Sault Ste. Marie in Ontario, the Thunder Bay as well, also here in Ontario. Sternbach is somewhere in Manitoba. You have the Altona on the Rayland, also in Manitoba. And you have the beautiful city of Brandon. Brandon, what they say is rural. I wonder because I was in the University of Brandon for a conference back in I think 2019. It's amazing. They are a small community, but I mean, is you can't believe that that is what is tagged a rural community. Life is bustling down there in Brandon. Moose Jaw is one popular city in Saskatchewan. I have the one coming from Alberta known as the Clara Sam, and the West Courtney is also in British Columbia, and North Okanagan and Shubak is also in British Columbia. And the last but not the least is the Peace Liard. also in the beautiful city of British Columbia. So communities that will also participate in the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot called the FCIP includes the Acadian Peninsula in New Brunswick. Just like I said, the Sudbury and the Timmins is also participating in the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. The Superior East region in Ontario as well, and the St. Pierre de Lise in Manitoba, and also finally the Kelowna in British Columbia. So these are the communities that will participate in both the Rural Community Immigration Pilot and also the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. So what do you do next? What you simply need to do, I'll put the requisite link that you need to navigate this pathway in this video's description, and that will help you. So what do you need to do in a nutshell? Let me show you. Okay, what you simply need to do, click the link I've also, like I said, pasted in this video description. It will bring you to this platform where, of course, is the Government of Canada website where you have the Rural and Francophone Community Immigration Pilots. So here you will see also a list of these 18 rural and smaller communities in Canada, those participating in the Rural um, Community Immigration Pilot, and those participating in the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. So if you go down on this website, the first part talks about being an employer in a participating community. That is not our business because most of us are skilled workers desirous of coming into Canada. So here you have yours. I am a skilled worker, get hired in a rural or francophone community, because one of the criteria in these pilot programs is that you must have a job offer from these participating communities. So if your interest is in the francophone community, remember you should know how to speak French, and you should also have your test score from a designated test assessor showcasing that you can speak French. We'll get to that part. So if I am desirous of going through the rural community, I will simply click on this tab called the rural community, immigrate to a rural community. Okay, but before that, you see, you do not need skilled work experience if you recently graduated from a public post-secondary school in any of these communities. Let's say you graduated from the University of Brandon, you don't need a skilled work experience for you to apply. So what you need to do, click on this tab if you are desirous of coming through the rural community. If you are a French speaker, click on the Francophone community. Before we do that, apply to work in Canada while you wait. If you've applied for permanent residency, you can actually apply for a work permit to work for that employer that gave you that job offer while they process your permanent residency here in Canada. So if you want to do that, simply click on apply for a rural community work permit or apply for a francophone community work permit. But before we get to that particular point, let's see what it means to immigrate to a rural community. So I'll click on this tab. It will bring me to this platform where they say the Rural Community Immigration Pilot offers permanent residency to skilled workers who want to work and settle in rural and more remote communities. Now, this guy will open tomorrow, January 31st. I'm making this video January 30, so maybe by the time you see it, this opportunity will be open because they say here opens January 31st. There's a fee. There's a fee, $1,525 for you to apply. So convert that to whatever currency you are working with. You know what you need to pay or what you need to, plan to pay for this pilot program. Who can apply? So these sections will tell you what you need to know. Who can apply? If I click on that, to apply for a PR through this rural community immigration pilot, you must one, like I said, have a job offer from a designated employer in the community, have at least 1 year of related work experience in the past 5 years. And also remember, you must also show your language abilities as well. If your credential is non-Canadian, you have to get it assessed, what you call the educational credential assessment. You should also show evidence of proof of fund that will support your application as well. So if you click on this link to show that you have enough fund, it will bring you up to this point where you talk about settlement funds for this program. To apply, you need to prove you can support yourself and your family after you get to Canada. Your proof can be one of the following: a bank statement, a bank draft, a check, a money order. You need to make sure that the money is available when you apply and when they issue you your permanent residency visa. How much do you need? It varies based on your family size, your dependent children, and all that. But roughly, as of September 17, 2024, this is the latest update. The minimum amount you should show. So if your family size is one, you talk about 7,963. If your family size is seven, you talk about 20,884. If you are more than seven, additional 1,869 is applicable. So, how do we get this job offer? What you simply need to do, click on get a job offer. So, remember we are still under the Rural Community Immigration Pilot. The same thing is applicable for the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. So down here, you simply choose a rural community. If you see where I'm hovering my mouse, okay, because you need a job offer from that community, this should take you to the website of any of these communities. Let's say, for example, I'm interested in the Pictou County. I'll select it and I'll click continue. You see, it's telling me that they haven't launched their website yet. So what you need to do is to wait. This program will open up on the 31st. Maybe on the 31st or after the 31st, revisit this website again. Put in the rural community where you're interested in getting offers from, and see the employers and see the job opportunities that they have available, and you can apply. So once you apply using the Canadian style resume and you have the relevant work experience, luck may shine luck may shine on you, and you'll be on your way to receiving what you call the job offer, and also get a community recommendation with which you can apply for permanent residency in Canada. Now, if you need help to review your resume, shoot me an email using this email address right now on your screen, and we'll be glad to talk about how we'll go about that. Okay, so that is it. Once you get that job offer letter from a designated employer, and they will send your community recommendation application directly to the community to review. Once the community checks and your job is in a priority sector or occupation and the offer is real, this is the beautiful part of this. No employer will scam you. This will come from the community. They will check that the offer is what? Real. And you also will meet other requirements for the pilot. And if they decide to recommend you, you can do well to do what? Apply for permanent residency. How do you apply for permanent residency? Simply click on this tab, apply for permanent residency. It will bring you to this platform where you need to create an account and get the requisite forms and the documents ready and take it from there. It's as easy as it what gets. Let me show you that of the Francophone, but like I said, it's exactly the same. But let me show you that so that I will clear all doubts. See you in a jiffy. Same process is applicable. This place I'm hovering my mouse, click on Francophone Community. It will open up this part of the website. Like I said, status opens January 31st, 2025. Fees 15.25 Canadian dollars. So this Francophone Community Immigration Pilot is a partnership between the IRCC and six communities that showed they can support and benefit from skilled immigrants. So who can apply? Click on who can apply. To be similar to the other one, you should have a job offer from a designated employer in the community, at least 1 year related work experience in the past 3 years. You should have a language ability. You must take a French test to show that you are qualified. And your education, if it's non Canadian, get it assessed through West, like I always preach. Money is the same thing with the other pathway, talking about the rural community immigration pathway. And to get the job offer, still click on get a job offer to take you to the same similar website where you select the community you are interested in. Let's say Timmins, I will say continue. They haven't launched their website yet. So every other pathway, I'm sorry, every other step or steps, I should say, remain the same for both pilot programs. But let me take you back a little bit about this taking an approved test. If you click on it, you should get your language assessed. Which tests are accepted? You can either do the TEF Canada or you can do the TCF Canada. The minimum scores you need is CLB Band 5 in all four abilities to apply for the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. The test results must be less than 2 years old when you do what? Apply. So, similar thing, like I said, is applicable for both the RCIP and the Francophone Community Immigration Pathway. So that is all you need to know, guys, about these two mind-blowing opportunities. I believe that the greatest challenge anybody will face is the job offer. But believe you me, when these communities open their websites, it's not shouldn't be difficult. It's gonna be not really easy, but you will know for sure where to start your application. And no, yes, things are difficult. Labor market is tight. Everybody in Canada who has a job is even looking for more job opportunity. But if you don't put yourself out there, you don't stand a chance. So why don't you put yourself out there and stand a chance? It's either a yes or what, You start by getting the job offer before you do the payment. That's a good part of it. If you don't get the job offer, you don't pay anything. It's once you get that job offer, and once you get the job offer, for sure it is guaranteed that you're gonna get that permanent residency to Canada through this pathway. So guys, I believe this video has been comprehensive and exciting and explanatory, very detailed as usual to show you everything you need to know. If you agree, why not give us a thumbs up on this video? If this is the first time you're coming across what we are doing right here, why not be part of our community? Click that subscription button below. That is the only way we can grow. That is the only way you can be in the know. Turn on the notification bell when we send out time bound information. Sometimes I get too busy to make a video. I'll just post to my community. So if you don't turn on your notification bell, you might not be able to get these details. So thank you very kindly for being with us on this one. I wish you guys the very best of luck. Like I said, if you need any help, send me an email. Leave me your comments. I would like to comment and I like to discuss with you in the comment section. Leave us a comment. What do you think about this opportunity? Is it right for you? Do you think you stand a chance? Do you think the Canadian government is making the right decision? Let me hear from you. I know a lot of people inside Canada are not really happy, but I mean, who cares? Give it your best shot, and I'll be there to pick you up at the airport. Thank you very kindly for being with us on this one. As usual, I'll see you in the next one. Adios.